Is November 22nd, 2025. It's a Saturday. Here are all the touchdowns uploaded on Facebook at this date in touchdown history. Milestone anniversary touchdowns. If you want the original audio or more in-depth descriptions, click the link in the description. We started in 1975, the big rivalry game between Ohio State and Michigan. This is Ohio State fullback Pete Johnson, the short yardage specialist, scoring his third touchdown of the day, which would prove to be the game winner from just 3 yards out. Touchdown Ohio State over Michigan. And the celebration is on. We move on to 1985. This is the Western Bowl, Canadian Football College Playoffs. And here is Darcy Kopp, who scored all of the Calgary Dinosaurs, yes, the Dinosaurs, touchdowns on this day. 3 returns, 2 from interceptions, and this 75-yard punt return, which would send Calgary to the National Championship of Canadian College Football by winning the Western Bowl over Carleton, the Carleton Ravens. The Dinosaurs and the Ravens, folks. 1985, Canadian College had it right with a playoff. Another look, Darcy Kopp on the 35-yard line. And I know, if you do the math, that means it's 65. No, there's 250 yards and 10 yards between them up in Canada. This is a 75-yard return for Darcy Kopp. He also had 2 pick sixes. This game is available on YouTube, as is all the clips that I get. You can find either full games or highlights on YouTube. Darcy Kopp would be named the MVP of the Western Bowl on this day. The Canadian College Football Playoffs. Touchdown, Calgary Dinosaurs. Now we go to the year 2000. Toledo, Bowling Green, and this is Chester Taylor taking off on a 50-yard run, and the Toledo Rockets would go on to defeat Bowling Green in the Battle of I-75. 5 years later, the two teams are back at it, and Bruce Gradkowski finds a wide-open Chris Hopkins from 22 yards. So both in the year 2000 and 2005, Toledo wins the Battle of the I-75 Bowl on November 22nd. Both games would be played on Wednesdays. Now we move on to 2015. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. And Carson Palmer getting revenge on his old team. He finds J.J. Nelson from 64 yards out. Then in another game between the Jets and Texans, Ryan Fitzpatrick takes off on a 6-yard run, losing his helmet. As the Jets work on trying to get back into the game, Fitzpatrick, no matter where he played, had a lot of heart. 2020, and it's the Browns and Eagles. But Sione Takitaki with the interception, and he's going to go 50-50. Sione Takitaki, touchdown for the Browns, as the Browns would go on to defeat Philadelphia on this day in the year 2020. Sione Takitaki. Also on this day, the Titans and Ravens went to overtime, and King Henry took off on a 29-yard overtime run to win the game for Tennessee, and showing Baltimore that they need to get a running back just like Derrick Henry in their future if they're going to win games like these. The Ravens' defense was exhausted, as you can see here, Wolf putting his head down. Derrick Henry just ran right through them to give Tennessee the overtime victory in the year 2020. We have more from the year 2020, including this next touchdown to Adam Thielen. This is Chris's editor's pick, Adam Thielen with a tremendous catch. Then the Raiders and Chiefs as Derek Carr fakes the handoff, and he is looking, he's going to scramble out to his right, throws. Jason Witten, touchdown, Las Vegas Raiders. Is it possible the Raiders are going to defeat Kansas City? Well, there's a couple problems with that, and that's John's editor's pick. They gave Patrick Mahomes too much time, and they decided not to cover Travis Kelce. Touchdown, Chiefs win the game, as they usually do against the Raiders, 31-28. Patrick Mahomes was given way too much time, and that is John's editor's pick. A lot of touchdowns in 2020, but now we move to 2024. And this one is a little odd because this is Temple and Texas San Antonio. They've zoomed the camera in to try to avoid copyright, but Chris Hopkins takes the kick on the 3-yard line, and he is going to go 97 yards, and some of their zooming kind of screws things up. But Chris Hopkins, you see the touchdown, though, as the San Antonio Roadrunners, score a 97-yard kick return against the Temple Owls. Roadrunners and Owls, what a combination. And here we get another replay. This one's a little bit better with the camera work. The original YouTube uploader, this is just highlights. He wanted to make sure that it was not copyright taken down, so they zoom in. They do that sometimes. But thanks for joining us today. Click on the link again to follow us on Facebook. Subscribe here on YouTube and tell us which one is your favorite touchdown scored for November 22nd and milestone anniversaries.